searching for a shelter for my soul, an understanding of the greater plan. In these walls I've seen the light of love pure and divine, helps me remember who I really am. In every face it's clear, we're all God's children here, and it feels like home, it feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home, it feels like home, a family that I can call my own. It feels like home. It's a place to share your burden. It's safe to shed a tear, say a prayer and raise your voice in song, where every heart is honored and every path is true. No one's here to judge you right or wrong, and there's no shame, no sin in this place where love begins. And it feels like home, it feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home, it feels like home, a family that I can call my own. It feels like home.
Let's take a moment, center ourselves, be at home, be present. And if you don't mind letting my words speak to you. As a physical being living here on this earth, my body is filled with energy. And as I walk with this energy, I realize that I have choices as to how this energy is brought into the world. And while the life I am creating begins within, my choices affect more than just myself. The waves of energy that move outward from me are created by my responses, my reactions, my thoughts. And this energy influences the people and the world around me in small and large ways. I can breathe and connect and know that these consciously chosen responses can be positive or peaceful or at least centered. And that the way I choose to show up in the world might help others move closer to a core of calm, centered energy. So before I react to any negativity, I pause. I take a breath, and I use that moment for reflection, allowing myself to relax into a conscious response. I choose to be centered, living on purpose, contributing to a world of love and peace, because it feels like home. And so it is.
It feels like home. It feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home. It feels like home. A family that I can call my own. It feels like home. It feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home. It feels like home. A family that I can call my own. It feels like home.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams, world losers, world forsakers, upon whom the pale moon gleams. Yet we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. With wonderful, deathless ditties, we build up the world's great cities, and out of a fabulous story, we fashion an emperor's glory. One man with a dream at pleasure shall go forth and conquer a crown, and three, with a new song's measure, can trample an empire down. We, in the ages lying in the buried past of the earth, build Nineveh with our sighing, and Babel itself with our mirth, and o'erthrew them with prophesying to the old of the new world's worth. For each age is a dream that is dying, or one that is coming to birth.
I am a child of the living God, made in the image of perfect love. All that I am, all I've been given, to you, my God, I surrender. I surrender. I am a child of the living God, made in the image of perfect love. All that I am, all I've been given, to you, my God, I surrender. I surrender.
Good morning. So you might see a familiar face up here on the platform. Michelle is coming to teach the Uniteens today. Yay! So we're excited to have her. We've got big stuff going on in the YOU room right now. So I'm super excited. We're rebuilding it and redoing it. We have something new that I'm not going to tell the congregation about right now because the kids don't know what's there. So I'll announce that next week. And will you help me bless these kids?
Thank you for being our family. Thank you for being our friend. Thank you for blessing and teaching us. God bless you. Amen. All that I am, all I've been given, to you, my God, I surrender.
Bless those youthlings and their grown-ups or adults. It's not good to always be a grown-up, right? Good morning. Welcome to Unity in Lynnwood. I'm so glad you're all here today, looking at this sea of beautiful faces. I'm happy to be here. So when we say welcome here at Unity in Lynnwood, we welcome you through a consciousness of connectivity, of trust, of love. We want all who walk through these doors to know that whatever you think, whatever you believe, and bring with you, you are welcome and loved. So it's been a week. It's been, if anybody has listened to any of the news this week, you know it's been a challenging week. And I'm not here to judge any situation or to give you my opinion. I have opinions, lots of them. I'm sure you do too. But that's okay. The important thing that we need to recognize is that we all have feelings. We have emotions. We have reactions that are completely and totally valid. And you get to feel them and be with them and process them. Sometimes that's hard, but it is what it is, right? And through this process, we all need to care for ourselves. We need to give ourselves grace, love, and rest. Beautiful soul in our congregation gave this to me today. Someone that she was chatting with at I think PCC or one of the grocery stores gave this to her. And if you can't say it, it says, "You matter." You matter. Your feelings matter. Your emotions matter. Your memories, your responses, everything matters. And so I wanted to say that just because it was important to me. But then this morning when I read the daily word, of course, how often that comes up, that it just kind of smacks you right in the face. The daily word says, the word is balance, and it says, "My mortal mind tends to overemphasize negative, fear-based challenges at the expense of the light and love that fill even my gloomiest days. Balance occurs when I surrender my mortal mind to the infinite mind of spirit within me. There I will find my day perfectly balanced in rewarding and surprising ways among work, rest, relaxation, and prayer." So that doesn't say ignore the feelings, but take some time for yourself and try to find balance. So this was more of a reminder to me than to you. Thank you. Thank you for letting me share that with you. And I'm glad you're here. So today is the last Sunday of the month, last Sunday of September, which is always stunning, and it's Prayer Sunday. And it's not that we only pray on the last Sunday of the month, but we have a special wholeness session that our wonderful prayer chaplains bring to us. So you are invited to join your prayer chaplains in the family room, which is in the back, for what we call a divine wholeness session after service. This is a silent, sacred time of being supported by a prayer chaplain as you open to the movement of the Holy Spirit within you. So that is something that is available to you today. If you want it, need it, desire it, love it, all of it. And while we're talking about prayer, I wanted to mention that as a Unity Church, we believe that affirmative prayer is the highest form of creative thought. Through prayer, we release negative thoughts and hold in mind statements of spiritual truth. Through meditation and prayer, we can experience the presence of Spirit. Prayer and meditation heighten our awareness of truth and thereby transform our lives. My favorite thing to say about prayer, that prayer is valuable not because it alters the circumstances and conditions of your life, but because it alters you. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, said, "Like attracts like." A thought will take up space in our consciousness with thoughts of like character. The law of attraction continues until those combined thoughts make a colony. Isn't that nice? They join together and they grow and they nurture each other and strengthen. So at Unity in Lynnwood, we offer many ways to support you in your prayer life. We do have a confidential prayer line that's in your program or it's on our website. Or you can take advantage of one-on-one prayer with one of our prayer chaplains if you come up to the sides of the sanctuary. So 2 different things today. You can do the Divine Wholeness session in the back or get one-on-one spoken prayer with a prayer chaplain. We also have prayer slips in the seats in front of you that you can fill out and put in the offering basket later. But with the prayer chaplains, we appreciate their work so much and would like you to know who they are. So if you are one of those beautiful people, could you please stand so we can acknowledge you this morning? They've come in full force today, so let's take advantage of that. Another way that we connect with Spirit through our daily practice is the use of affirmations. I was reading, everything that we repeatedly say to ourselves out loud or in our thoughts are an affirmation. Our brain works in a way that makes words that get repeated over time as part of our identity, whether that be positive or not so positive. Just like sowing seeds in a fruitful garden. When we water and nurture the seeds every day, they will, most of them, grow. So it's like repeating an affirmation. If you have planted a tomato seed, you plant that seed, water it by focusing on it. Do you get apples? No, not usually. Hopefully not. Unless you get your seeds mixed up. Of course not. You get tomatoes. So what you focus on, that's what grows. That's how our subconscious mind works. If it doesn't it doesn't care if you want the seeds you plant to grow, okay? As long as you water and nurture them by affirming repeatedly, they will grow. So that's how affirmations work. So we do have an affirmation today. It's up there behind me. I know, it's cute, isn't it? I heard all these woo noises this morning, so I had to look. So I'm going to say the affirmation. You can listen, take it into your heart, and then if you'd like to join me, you can stand or just sit in your seats and say it together with me. Excuse me. Today, I free myself into the emancipating, elevating, energizing, and empowering currents of divine life, love, and wisdom. So if you'd like to stand, let's say this together. Today, I free myself into the emancipating, elevating, energizing, and empowering currents of divine life, love, and wisdom. Woohoo! All right, say hi to the people around you.
Gonna live my life unapologetically. Gonna take advantage of all I ought to be. Gonna show the world my potentiality. Gonna do it now, not eventually. Flat out, wide open, all in and out loud. One vow, unbroken, one life, right now. Flat out, wide open, all in and out loud. One vow, unbroken, one life, right now. Flat out, wide open, all in and out loud. One vow, unbroken, one life, right now.
The thing I love most about Unity in Lynnwood is when I joined 2 years ago, I found home. It felt like home from day one. Unity in Lynnwood is my family, my life. I just can't say enough about it. So it's a great place, great people, and love you all.
Cameron Sullivan, you are such an artist, my brother. Such an artist. So today, if you stumble upon a person wielding a telephone or a camera, and you have a candid thought that you would like to offer, please do so. These will be included for use on social media. Now, of course, if you have something completely nasty to say, you're still welcome to do it, but it will appear, well, nowhere. On the 14th of October, your local humanitarian outreach ministry will host the second blood drive of the year. You'll hear more about this next week. You're welcome to engage them at their table in the back. Annual business meeting on the 21st of October. Please consider joining us. All are welcome. We will elect 2 new trustees. If you are an active eligible member interested in serving a 3-year term on our Board of Trustees, please grab a job description and an application from the back. If you are uncertain whether you are an active eligible member or not, you're welcome to engage an ambassador. They would happily assist you in discovering the answer to this and all other of life's most complexing questions and dilemmas and seeming paradox. You have 2 ambassadors with you today. Nan Allen is joining us over here, and Welaine Sharples hosts a Let's Chat table in Friendship Hall. Ladies, would you wave to these kind people that they might know your faces, please? And there's no real agenda with the Let's Chat table, is that right, Welaine? If you would like to have a conversation with another soul, you just go there. Fair enough? There are a few spots open for the first annual men's retreat. It will be held at Lake Houston. It's hosted by Reverend Michael Bogar. It's November 2 through 4. Register online. There is a work party on October 20th to put the grounds to bed for the winter. That's Cheryl's wording. Isn't that lovely? Put the grounds to bed for the winter. We will gather at 9 o'clock in the morning. Lunch will be provided. Please register at the welcome and thank you. Well done, Danielle. Well done. Register at the welcome and information station in the back. I'd like to thank some people this morning. If you arrived looking at the parking lot thinking, wow, this is a work of art, and I'm sure you did. The restriping was completed by John and Tony Prevetti and friends. Would you thank them this morning, please? And if you have been in the YOU room, you will notice that it is undergoing a fresh coat of paint and a beautiful new countertop. This was completed on Saturday by Stacy Bailey and crew. Would you thank them this morning, please? And I'd like to thank Brian Hole and crew. They are completing an administrative office build-out. Oh, what a gift this will be. So thank you for your flexibility as we have filing cabinets in unusual places. Brian Hole and crew, thank you so much. And if you don't believe me about the filing cabinets in unusual places, just peek in my office. Just peek in my office. It's quite an unusual design aesthetic going on in there right now. Every week I show up less prepared than the week before. It's the only place you can go and get applause for that. And I show up less prepared than the week before, not because I don't care. I show up less prepared because I care very, very deeply. I show up less prepared not because I don't want to show up, but because I want to show up in a new way. I want to show up in a new way with you and for you. That's why. So this morning, I arrived asking the proverbial question, well, I wonder what I will say today. And I encountered our wordsmith, Dr. John Winston Jessen, and of course we began a conversation about electrons. Of course. It happened to you, I'm certain. Another Sunday, another conversation about electrons. Another quantum physics Sunday. The conversation went like this. The electrons that spin and circle, you remember them from grade school. If we were to remove them from the physical experience of a human incarnation, what is remaining of you as a physical expression would fit, take a deep breath, on the head of a pin. You, as a physical expression, are 99.9999 another 9% empty space. That's how my Sunday began. I was reading this past week as well that there is a provocative study from a prominent East Coast school. Did you know that the CIA during the Cold War appointed a group of psychics to spy on the Russians by remote viewing? Did you know that? With tremendous success. Did you know that a study from the same prestigious college would establish that telekinesis is absolutely beyond debate, that our thoughts as film or as Holmes would reflect are absolutely things that are capable of interacting with the world of what we would call matter in compelling ways? Did you know that? It's game-changing. And I believe the human creature has been aware of the fact that there are realities which transcend our five sensory selves for eons. And we have done what the human creature tends to do. We project ourselves onto those higher realities. We create stories about self and superimpose them upon those higher realities. We've done this since the beginning of time, regardless of what we call them. In the earliest cave drawings, we have depictions of higher realities. As we saw the rise of agricultural societies, these higher realities were depicted as gods of fertility. As we saw the rise of societies, of cities, these gods were depicted as gods of military might, gods of power. And so if we can agree that regardless of what name we might choose to apply, there are realities that transcend the five sensory experience we are currently having, simply offer a gentle nod yes. Thanks to both of you for that. Do you realize that your human ear experiences the minutest fraction of the vibrations which swirl about you in any moment? Are you aware of the fact that your human eye perceives only the minutest of the spectrum of light that's available to you in any moment? There are higher realities than those which can be perceived through the five sensory experience we are having as human beings. Because we gather in a building such as this on a morning such as this, we tend to call some of the finer realities God. I have some hesitation around the word, and the reason is this. When we pick that word, when we use that word, for most of us in the Western world, I will not ask for a show of hands. For most of us in the Western world, we tend to create, number one, something that is absolutely external. Number two, we tend to create something that is anthropomorphic, something that looks like us. Number three, we tend to create something that is gendered. It is our culture, not our religion, that would have us place higher reality outside. It is our culture that says, who are you to immerse yourselves and to embrace and embody the higher realities, the finer frequencies, you will, which we so deeply sense to be true. It is our culture that would have us do that. It is not our religion. I believe when the rabbi said, when you see me, you've seen the Father, he was not offering a teaching based upon his specialness. It was not a teaching of exclusivism or elitism. It was rather a teaching in which he said, when you see me, you've seen the Father. This is what divine consciousness looks like embodied by a human being. The difference, it's been written, between Eastern thinking and Western thinking is this. When we gather in buildings such as this, on mornings such as this, to talk about religion, we do exactly that. We talk about it, and we analyze it, and we dissect it. And then we get together in small group meetings with other like-minded people, and we talk about it, and we analyze it, and we dissect it. Western religion has been likened to having a really good conversation about a really wonderful meal, while Eastern religion has been likened to tasting it. To tasting it. So while our culture would say, who are you to embody what for our purposes this morning I might call a consciousness of the divine, God consciousness, Eastern religion would say, who are you not to? Who are you not to? It's unity's first and second tenets, really. There is one presence, there is one power active in the universe and in our lives, by whatever name we choose to call it. And because of the ultimate and infinite nature of this one, you can't stand outside of it. It was Mr. Fillmore himself who said, you know what? Your intellect will only take you so far in your understanding of things spiritual. I think Mr. Fillmore was deeply influenced by Eastern thought. It's well noted that he hung out with Paramahansa Yogananda at the Parliament in Chicago in the early 1900s. So Matthew was invited to be the featured musician at the Northwest Region of Unity Church's conference, and upon receiving that noble invitation, he began to write songs. And being the busy gentleman that he is, essentially it looked like this. He was followed around with a microphone, and every time he had a break from normal life, somebody would record whatever was on his heart and in his mind. And it's this morning that we released that CD to you, our spiritual family at Unity Lynnwood. And as we embrace and entertain and embody this idea of taking a bite of divine consciousness, I can think of few better ways to do it than through some really wonderful music. So the first four songs speak to this. The first is drawn from the indigenous peoples of North America who penned an idea about peace. The second one is a song about oneness, not oneness with God, but oneness within God. How important is it that we grasp that distinction? The third song was penned by our own Dr. John Winston Jessen. Take a deep breath with me, won't you? Let's take a bite this morning. Let's take a bite. Let's seek to embody that higher frequency of consciousness.
Great Spirit, who resides within, I awake to a new dawn. O great Spirit, whose voice is the wind, breathe peace into my soul. Guide my hands to respect all of life and to walk in the beauty of our world. Honor the earth, our mother, for it is she who sustains all life. Woe-ah-weh, 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 woe-ah-weh. O great Spirit, who resides within, I awake to a new dawn. Ang sang Waheguru, 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 ang sang Waheguru. Sang Waheguru, Ang Sang Waheguru, Ang Sang Waheguru. One mind, it is my mind. One heart, it is my heart. One life, it is my life. Ang Sang Waheguru. Ang Sang Waheguru, Ang Sang Waheguru, Ang Sang Waheguru, Ang Sang Waheguru. I am a piece of the one. I am at peace with the one. I am the peace. I am the peace. I am the peace of the one. I am the one. I am. I am the one. I am. I am the one. I am the one. I am. I am a piece of the one. I am at peace with the one. I am the peace. I am the peace. I am the peace of the one. I am the one. I am. I am the one. I am. I am the one. I am the one. I am. I am. Peace be still. Peace be still. Peace be still. Peace be still. Still be peace. Still be peace, still be peace, still be peace. Be here now. 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 Now here be. Now here be. Now here be. Now here be. I am light. 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 Light I am. Light I am. Light I am. Light I am. I am love. 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 Love am I. Love am I. Love am I. Love am I. Peace be still. Peace be still. Peace be still. Peace be still.
I think this shift is an important one, this superimposition of an Eastern paradigm on a Western teaching. Because without it, we would gather in a building such as this and worship something distant in hopes that that distant idea will swoop down and intercede in our human silliness. So the shift is important because when we grasp it, we understand that this is the consciousness which we may carry into our world. It was the rabbi again who said something to the effect that when we gather together, when there are two or more of you, there's something powerful going on. That there are possibilities and potentialities in that decision, which are profound. The next two songs speak to that. From the Gaelic tradition, it's called Anam Cara, roughly translated as soul friend. I see you. I see you. And I know you. Followed by walking each other home.
Anam Cara, Anam Cara, I see you. You see me. I know you. You know me. Anamkara, 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 Anamkara. I see you. You see me. I know you. You know me. Your chestnut eyes, your chocolate skin, so different from my own. How is this life for you, my sister? I long to ask alone. For we come from different places, and our look is not the same. Why do we build such fences to keep us all contained? I walk with you. You are walking with me. Stumbling through our humanity, we're just walking each other home. We're just walking each other home. You kneel 5 times, I cross my chest, your mosque and me, my church. How is this life for you, my brother? Tell me of your search. For we come from different places, and our look is not the same. Why do we build such fences to keep us all contained? I walk with you. You are walking with me. Stumbling through our humanity, we're just walking each other home. We're just walking each other home. As we press beyond illusion, through all that isn't real, it's in this higher knowing we awaken and reveal. And how you love is yours to have, and mine is mine for me. How is this life for you, my friend? Can we set each other other free. For we come from different places, and our look is not the same. Why do we build such fences to keep us all contained? I walk with you. You are walking with me. Stumbling through our humanity, we're just walking each other home. We're just walking each other home. I walk with you. You are walking with me. Stumbling through our humanity, we're just walking each other home. We're just walking each other home.
How blessed are we? Seriously. Matthew, so beautiful, and we are so grateful for your gifts. And that we get to walk home with you. I love you. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so now is the time where we come together as a spiritual community. And we recognize the power of giving and thanksgiving. We know our prosperity comes from the highest source, and we are grateful that we have the opportunity to share our wealth where it's most needed. As a community with one mind and one heart, we bless the gifts that you're about to give, and we rely on our wisdom and truth to guide us to use them where they're needed most. We also are thankful and want to acknowledge our gratitude to our online community who is with us here today for your donations made through our live stream and our website.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
If we could all join in together with our offering affirmation. God is my source. God is our source. And that source supports the evolving, unfolding, soul-stirring idea that is unity in Lynnwood in miraculous ways. And so it is. Thank you, ushers, for your service. You may be seated. So if you're here for the first time, or if you're newish and would like to learn more about Unity or Unity in Lynnwood, we have stuff for you. So there's a newcomer's information card in the seat in front of you that you can take a look at, take home with you, review it. There's also a welcome packet as you exit the sanctuary. On the left, there is an information rack that has these in them. You may take one home and look at it, please, and enjoy it. If you would like to join our mailing list, our email mailing list, there's a stay in touch card in the seat in front of you. You can fill one of these out and give them to an usher or someone with a name tag. This puts you on our email list, and it just offers about 2 email messages a month, and that information goes nowhere else. So if we've mentioned, all of us at Unity in Lynnwood consider ourselves to be a community of intentional welcome. With that, we want to recognize those who might be joining us for the first time so that we can connect with you and say hello and to welcome you. So if you're with us for the first time and you don't mind letting us know that you're here, would you please raise your hand and we'll give you a quick round of applause. Anyone today? All right. Oh, yeah. Thank you. There are great snacks in the friendship room today, too, so please join us for conversation there afterwards. For details and registration specific to all of our events, please visit the Welcome and Information Station in the back corner. Also, please join Father Dan Duval for our annual pet blessing following the second service. I'm not laughing at the pet blessing. Dan and I have this thing. Not that thing. Sorry. Sorry. I know. She loves me, but you know, we're good. Dan, I spent so much time messing up his name, and I don't know how you can mess up the name Dan, but we have this private joke, so as I'm saying his name properly today, he's back there giggling at me. So anyway, pet blessing, which is awesome. Come, and he will do it. After service today. Moving on, Unity in Lynnwood's Health and Wellness Ministry invites you to Labyrinth 202 next Sunday for... Stop laughing and listen, this is important. Labyrinth 202 next Sunday for beginners and experienced alike. The sanctuary will be transformed into a giant labyrinth for our 1 p.m. start. Dr. Mary Ellen Johnson has been teaching the benefits of walking meditation around the globe for over 20 years. Please register. Interfaith at Unity in Lynnwood invites you to 4 events. The popular Death Cafe, eat, drink, and talk about death with the objective of making the most of life now. As Reverend Karuna Duvall says, talking about death won't kill you. I love that. And register online for the second Dinner with Others event, hosted by Rabbi Ted Falcon and Linda Babin. And the gathering is themed, What Divides Us? And on Saturday, October 20th, join Rabbi Ted for Spiritual Saturdays and Bishop Kathy Chalmers for her inclusive Mass and Eucharist, open to those of all faith traditions and no faith tradition whatsoever. Besides today, have you experienced the power of music to quickly take your heart? To take you to your heart space. Unity in Lynnwood Small Group Ministry offers a new event called Connection Through Music on October 18th at 7 p.m. Come experience the joy of singing through simple songs and chants from various spiritual traditions and learn the ways to use music to ground, calm, energize, and release. Open to all, no singing experience necessary, facilitated by Welaine Sharples. And don't miss this year's benefit auction. It's going to be a blast. The Mad Hatter Gala will be a lively adult evening of fun and fundraising. Engage in friendly bidding battles in both silent and live auctions while enjoying fabulous company, delicious wines, appetizers, dinner, and desserts, followed by music and dancing. Proceeds will underwrite critical repairs to our building and some light renovations. Tickets are $40, well worth the price, and registration is open through the auction table or by visiting unityandlynnwood.org. Auction table is in that back corner. Lots of good things are happening at Unity in Lynnwood. You can find the information in your printed program or by visiting our Facebook page or the calendar page of our website at unityandlynnwood.org.
And our auction entertainer will be here next Sunday to promote herself. Her name is Kelly Ash, and she performs regularly with these fellas, so you don't want to miss that. And I also want to thank Steve Mason for being you and helping me on my CD. This is the man that recorded my CD, so thank you so much. Thank you. I also want to give a shout out to Teresa Strawn, who is backup on one of the songs, as well as Amanda Birdsall, who is downstairs with our children today, and her husband, Wolf Bowden, for their creativity on this project as well. It takes a village. If you'll join me, we'll sing our peace song. Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally.
Reverend Nancy Merrill, give us a name from social media, please. Well, would you look that way and say, hi, Chris Jones? Carolyn Johnston, let's take this together. We stand with you, Carolyn. Together, we stand with you, Carolyn. We stand with you, Martin. To all who join us, we do stand with you. We stand with you in truth. Let's take a deep breath together. And let's close in an acknowledgement of that transcendent reality that knows itself as life. Life. It is life that sustains me, that sources me. Let's bask for a moment in that transcendent reality that knows itself as wisdom, that knows itself as sufficiency, and always, always, always it knows itself as love. Love. Allow that recognition, this remembering to extend to the soul who stands to your right, to extend to the soul who stands to your left, before you, behind you, until it becomes such a veritable light in our mind's eye. And so it is with great faith and boldness, and that we conclude this time together by speaking the following words. There is one power and one presence in, through, and around all creation. So we go forth as the eyes of divine love, as the tongues of divine wisdom, as the hands of divine sufficiency, and the bold and ready hearts of divine life. There is a CD table in Friendship Hall. If I don't tell you about it, well, let's just say, I don't want to experience what that could mean in my personal world. Please visit Matthew. My friends, I love being with you. Have a blessed week.